Good morning. So, no matter where Venerable travels, she's always teaching us. And this morning we received an email from her. She's in Australia, and she forwarded a article about a research study that I thought was quite interesting that I wanted to share. The article was called "Compassion, the New Wonder Drug." And there was a study published in the Journal of Experimental Social Psychology, which found that compassionate women are acutely receptive to emotional support offered by others, and that this buffers the health-damaging effects of psychological stress. And, if we think about that, you kind of know that, actually, that if you're in a stressful situation and people are kind to you, it makes it less stressful. Their study was, they brought 59 women in, and that were all in good health, and had them fill out a survey that assessed kind of their agreement with compassion-related statements. So like, it's important to take care of people. And so they kind of gave them this paper and pencil test to see kind of where they fell on these questions. And then a week or so later, they brought the women in, and they put them through a stressful event. So it was, they asked them to just off the top of their head speak for 5 minutes about a certain topic, and which would be a stressful situation. And then there were 2 evaluators, and they called them evaluators in the room. So of course it was like, And they, as they were doing this before, during, and after their speech, they had them monitored with their blood pressure and their cortisol levels in their blood and their heart rate variability, what their heart rate did during this test. And half the women were assigned to a support condition and half the women to a neutral condition. So what that meant was the women that were in the support group, as they were speaking, the evaluators were nodding, giving them good eye contact, smiling, really encouraging them non-verbally. And then after 30 seconds, interrupted them and told them how well they were doing. The other half experienced a neutral condition. The evaluators provided no feedback. They just, listened to them talk for the 5 minutes. And so those that were provided social support, so the nods and smiles, what they found was the higher that their compassion was when they did the paper and pencil test, the lower their blood pressure was, the lower their cortisol in the blood, and the higher their high frequency rate variability was. So what that meant is that they responded in a positive way physiologically to all of the support that they were given. And the higher their own compassion was, the higher that they responded in such a positive way. And so I was thinking about in our lives, when we've experienced these kinds of things, so when there's been disasters in places and people all rally together and they all help one another, and then later they study those people and find that, less stressful for them, versus people that go through something and they don't have support and they struggle and have to do it all by themselves. Much harder, much harder. So this newspaper writer said, let's see, or no, I guess it was the experimenters that said, the researchers that said, nevertheless, they conclude our data lends credence to the Dalai Lama's belief that compassion for others may ultimately serve to benefit the self, particularly when compassion is reciprocated by others in stressful situations. This newspaper article was really highlighting what the Dalai Lama has been saying all along, that compassion, if we use it and we respond to it, it starts creating this feedback loop where everybody benefits. You know, every moment of our life we have the opportunity to open our hearts and to offer compassion no matter what the situation.